know that we know that if you go to that Met-Gala, you're a Satanist.
Oh yeah. Remember my boy had on the upside down cross on his,
Yeah.
and Rihanna had on the Pope robe. The Pope.
You know, her fiance now, he's on the board for it this year, and so she's been throwing her weight around. And I just look at it, and it's, when I think about all of the things that they had to go through and all the things they had to endure just so that they could sit on the board for Hell's Ball.
Are you talking about her man? What is he called?
A$AP
Rocky.
yeah.
Yeah. She saved him.
I mean,
got him, she got him off on that court case.
Well, well, her and her big secrets.
But you noticed you didn't see nothing. You just saw it going up, but you never saw what happened to it coming down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what goes up must
come down. And you didn't see it separate, and then, where they hit. Mm-hmm. And usually it drops not in the ground. It always drops in the water.
In the water.
Remember that?
It doesn't land.
It don't land in the ground. I was reminding them.
Yeah.
It always lands in the water. Because if it lands on the ground, it's just going to break apart.
Yeah.
That's common sense because of the, the weight, the speed.
Yeah.
It would kill them.
Yeah, completely.
That's right. So it's always landing in the water. Always.
So Katy Perry went. They were booing Katy Perry because of the fake space thing and whatever.
Oh,
and she
I
can't
didn't know that.
Yeah, she's been doing shows ever since and she's getting booed like crazy. Like,
oh, so a lot of people knew that they lied. Wow, thank God.
They're figuring it out, but it's the same thing with the Beyonce tour is going on right now. And 75% of the tickets have still yet to sell. And they have bloggers that are still sitting online. Oh no, the reason why they're moving people's seats, people are complaining because they're moving seats because they're trying to make everyone who bought the seats where they could force them forward to make it look fuller for when they film it, because it's going to be half empty stadiums worldwide.
Oh yeah, because let me tell you, when they sell out, they use the corporations to buy all the tickets out and make it look like people are buying the tickets, but not.
The only place in London. That's the only place her show sold out. Oh,
I can believe
or was
that.
it in London? No, not in London. In Paris, because LV, what is it? LHMV, that company that's paying for everything.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't know that corporations buy out the tickets.
Yeah.
And what they do is, the moment of the concert, they go out and get a lot of people and say, here's a free ticket,
or here's a free
come
ticket.
in, you can get in free, use my name, use this number, use this pass. And that's how they fill out the stadiums a lot of times but a lot of people don't know that because they don't know how all this stuff is ran in hell. They have no clue about hell at all.
It's just really weird. And for me, because you've already shared so much with us, shout out to the producer for getting most of the interview done, because he asked you all these great questions.
Oh, because I was just, remember I told you I do spontaneous, and he was asking the questions, and I always tell people, well, just ask the questions because the answers are going to come out, and they've been hearing me do this forever. I'm not trying to be funny, but they know, the feds came to me and told me, and one of my bodyguards was with me, and they told me, they said, have they ever threatened you? I said, no. Have they ever bothered you? I said, no. They said, because if they do, we're given leave to come out and arrest them. Like they were told, I knew this had to do with God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Not man, but God.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were going to come out and arrest them. And they told me that they were definitely still going to arrest these people because they committed a criminal act. And they were going to use a special agency to arrest them because they were commingled with law enforcement and married and businesses and all kind of things, and then where they were commingled. So that's why they would have to have a special agency, because certain DAs and prosecutors and judge, they have to have special agencies to come out. Well, they'll have the feds because they're the ones that do the arresting. Yeah, but they have the agency that's going to prosecute them. They have to have a special agency that's going to prosecute them. But of course, the feds or the police on that next level, and the policemen on the blue collar level with the DA's office. So they have their own, and then international, they have the other ones. The Secret Service and other ones that
Interpol and all
Interpol,
that.
yes, well, the ones that like the Nigerian scammers and stuff like that, and they're really scared of Interpol because I busted a lot of them, and they were like, please don't tell Interpol, please don't tell on us, because they are at some, because the internet is really bad over there, certain places, and I got to show you this video. I'll send it to you, where they come into this bar and they got all these free laptops, and then they get on there and they start working the American people. They scammed the American people out of, I think, $16.6 billion. It was in the news just recently.
Foolish people just listen to me. Every time they get on their WhatsApp, they get to going on their WhatsApp.
Do you know what's the problem is? I'm going to tell you a secret. They're not foolish.
Oh, at all.
Do you know what they are? They're scammed. Why do they get scammed? Why are they taken? I told my sister, because they're greedy. I said an honest person only wants what is due them and what is meant for them, as much. But the greedy people, like that woman that you saw on investigative reporting, she got scammed out of millions. Who gets scammed out of millions? And one of my friends is a lone actor, Rudy Youngblood, from Apocalypse with Mel Gibson. They were scamming him out of thousands and thousands of dollars, and he brought me on to talk to them. They promised him, I think, like $64 million, and they told him in order to get the $64 million,
he had to put in the seed money.
Well, the fees, exactly, the fees. He'd have to pay the fees. And the fees were in the thousands of dollars. Every time he paid the fees, whether it's $8,000 or whatever, they would come back and say, well, this feed is still needed, and this feed, and I told him to go to Interpol.
You're going to be able to get this over here, but what we got to do is we got to pay this because there's a new tariff, and they just switched this, and the stock changed, and they keep working on it, and keep working on it.